Hello everyone, I'm Old and in the way. You find me this morning on the back deck. Going to do a VR for our good friend JesPiping on his 1,000 sub GAW. Well deserved, my friend. Yeah, I've followed Jess since the early days, and it's been a fun ride. His videos are always hilarious. His reviews are spot on. I enjoy his tobacco reviews and his pipe reviews, and just an all-around good guy. I had the opportunity to meet him at the Chicago Pipe Show 3 years in a row, and that's always a good bit of fun as well, sharing a pipe with a buddy. Well, Jess is, for his 1,000th sub, he asked us to relay a story about a favorite car. And I guess it all started in 1965. I was a 10-year-old, and my aunt and uncle were visiting Northern Illinois, coming back home for a family reunion, a rather large family reunion. And they drove from Long Beach, California to Northern Illinois in a 1961 Austin Healey Sprite. It was my very first look at a British sports car, and yeah, it was over. Yeah, I had never seen anything like it, and I was totally enamored. My uncle kindly took me for a couple of different drives in it while they were here, and it was so much fun. And I knew that somehow, some way, I was going to get a British sports car at some point. Well, fast forward about 5-6 years, and I was working at a grocery store part-time, and just so happened that all of my buddies that worked at the grocery store were also sports car guys. And in fact, one of them, his father was the founder and owner of Black Hawk Farms Raceway in South Beloit, just over the border, along the border with Wisconsin, a 2-mile, 7-turn raceway that is still going. And some of the drivers that have been there include the Andrettis, Sterling Moss. Paul Newman drove a car there in a race. Now, I haven't been there for 40-something years, but it was such fun to go and see those little sports cars whipping around the track. Well, I wanted a sports car in the worst way, and I was saving my money. And I would have liked to have gotten a Triumph Spitfire or possibly an MGB, but they were a little bit out of my price range. Well, what I did get was a MG Midget, 1970, and I was in heaven. That car was so much fun. Yeah, for a 20-year-old tooling around, it was that kind of awful lime green yellow color, but beggars can't be choosers. It was in my price range, and I snapped it up. And I would say that I probably spent as much time under the hood as I did behind the wheel. When things weren't falling off or breaking down, it was a joy. And you know, I've had many cars since that one. I had it for about 3 years. I should step back. I had it for about 3 years, and I overwintered it in my grandparents' garage. They had a huge garage in one car, so they kindly let me overwinter it there while I drove around in a 1967 Karmann Ghia. And eventually I moved to Chicago to follow my career, and I just couldn't bring it with me. I was renting a small apartment with a single car spot and I just couldn't bring it with, so I had to sell it. I must say that I've had many cars since then. They've all gotten me from point A to point B in comfort, if not in style. But looking back on it, the one car that I always looked forward to jumping into was that MG Midget. I couldn't wait to turn it on, hope that it started, and just take off. Yeah, many trips up to Madison, friends at the University of Wisconsin, trips to Carthage College in Kenosha to visit friends. I even brought it into Chicago one time. That was enough, but so much fun, and I do miss it. And yeah, thanks for the opportunity to talk about this, Jess. I hadn't really thought about it for many years, and yeah, it brought back great memories. And I wish I had a couple of pictures of me in the MG, but I can't find them. They don't exist anymore. They're gone. But it was so much fun. I'm interrupting the regularly scheduled video to tell you to do housekeeping. I was so excited to talk about my MG Midget that I completely forgot to tell you what I was smoking and what I was smoking in. So, my Blakemar Briar's Smooth Apple, lovely little pipe, and in it, a treat, Gold Block, originally made by Ogden's of Liverpool. It is a Virginia Burley blend. It's delicious. Can't get it here in the United States. It was kindly gifted to me by a pipe smoking beekeeper. Thanks, Terry. Well, back to our regularly scheduled video. And here's to 1,000 more. Jess, keep them coming. Appreciate you, buddy. Take it easy, but take it.